The next defence we are going to be looking at is the defence of consent. Consent can be found in the Attorney General Reference 6 of 1980 and is only allowed to be used on cases of assault and battery, with some exceptions for which we shall see later in the tests, due to public policy grounds. This is because if you let anyone use it for anything higher than that, there would always be a defence that provides a complete acquittal to every defence, which obviously the government and the law does not want. And the case we use for that is R versus Brown. The first test that we need to look at is there an injury? If there isn't an injury, then consent is available immediately without any need for any further tests. And if there is an injury, then we need to examine the activity that caused that injury. And the case for that is R's versus Johnson. The next test is the list of acceptable activities for consent. So we need to see what it was that caused that injury. We've got R versus Wilson for beautification or tattoos. R versus Billinghurst for boxing and official sports. And R versus Jones for horseplay, which is just, people messing around. The third test is the consent valid? R versus Tabassum shows us that things such as fraud invalidate the consent, i.e., in the case of Tabassum, for example, a man pretended that he was a medical professional and asked to examine women's breasts to see if they had breast cancer. However, he was not. So, although they consented to what they thought was a medical professional examining, because he wasn't, and he was lying about that, they didn't know that. So therefore, the consent is immediately invalidated. So he cannot use that defence. And that's all that is on that defence. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.